join me in prayer? Dear Lord, thank you for this day. Thank you that we all could gather here this morning to worship you. Please help the words of the worship class to touch the hearts and minds of the student and faculty this morning.
What comes to mind when you think about spiritual gifts? When we asked around school earlier this week, we had heard everything from superpowers to holiness, kindness and goodness to psychic powers. To most people, the idea of spiritual gifts is ambiguous. What exactly are spiritual gifts and how do they apply to us?
Spiritual gifts are talents and abilities that God has given to us. God has blessed everyone with unique gifts. Romans 12:6-8 says,
"We have different gifts according to the grace given us. If a man's gift is prophesying, let him use it to proportion to his faith. If it is serving, let him serve. If it is teaching, let him teach. If it is encouraging, let him encourage. If it is contributing to the needs of others, let him give generously. If it is leadership, let him govern diligently. If it is showing mercy, let him do it cheerfully."
Discovering your spiritual gifts is not as difficult as you might think. What are you good at? What do you enjoy doing? What motivates you? There's a reason you are good at these things. God has intentionally given these abilities to you. But what are they for? Why has God given you these talents?
Ephesians 4:11-12 states that,
"It was he who gave some to be apostles, some to be prophets, some to be evangelists, and some to be pastors and teachers, to prepare God's people for works of service, so that the body of Christ may be built up."
God gave us our spiritual gifts in order to further his kingdom and build up his church. Imagine a church where everyone was a pastor and yet nobody was a musician. Imagine a school made entirely of administrators and completely lacking any teachers. Even more frightening, imagine a school consisting completely of students but without any janitors.
And the body is not made up of one part of the many. If the foot should say, "Because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body," it would not for that reason cease to be a part of the body. And if the ear should say, "Because I am not an eye, I do not belong to the body," it would not for that reason cease to be a part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would the sense of hearing be? If the body were an ear, where would the sense of smell be? But in fact, God has arranged the parts of the body, every one of them, just as he wanted them to be. If they were all one part, where would the body be?
In God's eyes, every job is equally important. No gift has more value than any other. In order for the church to function, every part must do its job, the job that God designated us to do. Imagine what would happen if we tried to fill a position that God had not called us to. As a worship class, we all have certain talents, but what would happen if we tried switching roles?
All right, guys, so Deuceman's not here today, so he asked me if I would just, come in and make sure everything gets done for this week's chapel. So what we need today is we need someone to write the skit, we need somebody to do the music, and then everyone will be able to do other things. Who wants to help with the skit today? Who normally does our skits?
Me and Kelsey wanted to try acting this time.
Have you ever acted before?
No, but once I was called the brat in my generation, and Kelsey saw me.
So would that make her the female brat of your generation?
I know.
Okay, all right, so I'll talk to you guys about that in a bit, and we can go over some acting. Who wants to do music?
Sign me up.
Murphy, you want to do music? Okay. And Zach?
Yeah, we actually have today.
You have a band. Excellent. What?
Bible buddies.
Bible buddies. Okay, excellent. 20 different countries. Wow. Okay, so let's get Kelsey and Nate with the skit. You guys do music. Everyone else, we know what to do. So let's get going. Team. Alright, so I'm glad you guys chose to help out with the skit. So, are you guys ready to get your PhDs in acting?
Yep.
Word. Okay, well, rule number one, never have your back towards the audience. We want them to be able to see you. Okay, very good, excellent. Okay, rule number two, we want you to project. We want everyone to be able to hear everything you have to say, so you're clear and you pronunciate. So.
How's this?
Okay, that was a little out, tone down a notch. You need to bring up a little bit. So I made these scripts here. It's a conversation script. I just wrote them up just for practice. So let's start from the top and let's see how it goes.
Script begins with Kelsey and Nate entering. Why would I say that? This is already the dumbest thing I've ever read.
Okay, all right.
You know what? No, let's change it up. Let's do a skit where we run.
Run.
Yeah, like she could be the rabbit and I could be the tortoise. Like I'm on book.
Okay, all right. I don't see how that fits in with the chapel.
No, but those are my favorite animals.
Okay, all right. Okay, good animals, great animals. Doesn't fit with the chapel very well. So let's stick to this script. Don't read what's in the parentheses because those are guidelines.
Oh,
Okay, okay. So let's start from the top and okay.
okay. Hey Nate, how are you today?
Looks at Kelsey and says, "Hey Kelsey, I'm fine."
Okay, all right. Good. Once again, Nate, if you could just turn around so the audience can see you. There you go. Okay. Like I said, don't read what's in the parentheses, and then slow your speaking down a bit so people can understand what you're saying.
Why?
So that they can understand what you're saying. Okay. Let's go from the top. And Kelsey.
Hey Nate, how are you today?
Hey Kelsey, I'm fine.
Okay. All right. Better. But let's try to talk so a normal person can understand what you're saying. So okay, let's start from the top again. And actually, no, let's start from your line, Dave.
No, wait. Look, I'm Michael Phelps right now. I'm in the zone. I'm locked in. I could race like a 300-meter race right now.
Okay, all right.
Like this is what he does.
Good improv. Not with
Stop
the
yelling at us.
Okay, I'm not trying to.
Joe,
Okay, all right, man, don't cry.
I hate you both.
Wow. Okay, I'm sorry, guys. We really need to get a script done.